Have you ever stood in the produce aisle, stared at a bright purple cabbage next to a regular green one, and wondered, what's the actual difference? I mean, they're both cabbages. They both look like tight leafy balls, and they're usually pretty cheap. But why is one so vibrantly purple? Does it taste different? Is one healthier than the other? Why pick one over the other? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of cabbages. Yes, we'll uncover the difference between purple cabbage versus regular cabbage, because there's more going on beneath those layered leaves than you think. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what separates purple cabbage from regular cabbage, and which one might be the better pick for your next recipe. Let's get into it, right here, on History of Simple Things. Let's start with the foundation. Purple cabbage and regular cabbage actually belong to the same family, Brassica oleracea, the same plant species that includes broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and Brussels sprouts. They're basically cousins in a giant, extended leafy family. Now here's where it gets interesting. The difference between purple and green cabbage isn't about origin or some special breed. It's all about pigment. Purple cabbage naturally contains anthocyanins, which are the same powerful antioxidants found in blueberries, blackberries, and grapes. These pigments give the cabbage its vibrant color. Regular green cabbage, on the other hand, contains chlorophyll, the pigment that makes most plants green. So even though both are cabbages at their core, nature painted them differently based on the chemicals they contain. Purple cabbage doesn't just get its color from anthocyanins, it also reacts to pH levels, which is actually pretty cool. If you mix purple cabbage with acidic ingredients like vinegar or lemon juice, it turns a brighter, almost pinkish purple. If you cook it with something alkaline, like baking soda, it shifts toward blue or even green. Regular cabbage doesn't really do this color trick because chlorophyll stays relatively stable. This color-changing effect makes purple cabbage a favorite for food experiments, natural dyes, and even homemade pH indicators. Yes, your cabbage can do science. Now let's talk flavor, because this is where most people notice the difference. Purple cabbage has a slightly peppery, earthy, and more robust flavor. It's crunchier, firmer, and holds its texture better, especially in raw dishes like slaws. It has a bit of bite, not spicy, but sharper and more pronounced. Regular green cabbage, on the other hand, is milder, softer, and sweeter. When cooked, it becomes tender and releases a gentle, almost buttery flavor. Green cabbage is the one you likely see in soups, stews, dumpling fillings, and sautéed dishes because it softens beautifully. In short, purple cabbage equals crunchy, sharp, earthy. Green cabbage equals mild, soft, sweet. Both are great. It just depends on what you're cooking. All right, time to dive into the health side. This is where purple cabbage really shines. Even though both types are rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber, purple cabbage tends to be more nutrient-dense because of, you guessed it, those anthocyanins. Here's a quick breakdown. Purple cabbage, higher in antioxidants, higher in vitamin C, contains powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, offers more protection against cell damage, has more vitamin A compared to regular cabbage. Regular green cabbage, great source of fiber, rich in vitamin K, contains folate and beneficial sulfur compounds, still nutritious, just not as antioxidant heavy. If you're trying to boost your immune system, support heart health, or add more antioxidant-rich foods to your diet, purple cabbage edges ahead. But green cabbage is still extremely healthy and often easier to incorporate into cooked dishes. Think of purple cabbage as the supercharged version, and green cabbage as the classic, reliable one. Let's move on to the kitchen, because this is often where the final decision gets made. Raw preparations. Purple cabbage is the star here. Its crunch stays strong even when mixed with dressings. This makes it perfect for coleslaws, fresh salads, poke bowls, tacos, and garnishes. The color also makes any dish look instantly more exciting. Green cabbage still works great raw, but its softer texture means it tends to wilt faster once dressed. Cooking. This is where green cabbage shines. It softens easily without losing its flavor, making it ideal for sautéing, stir-frying, braising, steaming, and boiling. Think cabbage soups, stir-fried cabbage with garlic, or fillings for gyoza, lumpia, or dumplings. Purple cabbage can be cooked, but expect the color to shift or fade, especially with long cooking times. It also stays firmer, which can be good or bad depending on the dish. In many grocery stores, green cabbage is more common and usually cheaper. You'll find it almost year-round and in larger sizes. Purple cabbage is also widely available, but depending on your area, it might be slightly more expensive or sold in smaller heads. The difference isn't dramatic, often just a few extra pesos or cents. But if you're budget conscious or buying in bulk, green cabbage tends to win. Fun fact: both types of cabbage store impressively well, which is one reason they've been food staples for centuries. Green cabbage lasts long, but purple cabbage actually keeps even longer. The anthocyanins help protect it from oxidation, meaning it stays fresh, crisp, and vibrant for an extended time if kept in the fridge. Just make sure not to wash either type before storing. Moisture shortens their lifespan. So the next time you find yourself staring at cabbages in the grocery store, now you'll know exactly what makes purple cabbage different from regular green cabbage. Whether you're looking for more nutrition, better crunch, or comfort food textures, there's a cabbage out there that fits your plate. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.